Alright, what in the world is going on with not only you, how's it going, but also with Dota? Overwatch arrives in Dota. Who knew the Blizzard sensation Overwatch would now be part of Dota? No, I'm kidding, that's not what this is. But yeah, there's a new system to do community review and remove toxic people, which we'll be discussing here today. I'm gonna talk about my thoughts, whether or not I think this is a good idea or a bad idea. At the end of the day, Valve knows more than I do, but hey, it's fun to weigh in on things. And honestly, I do think that this will be for the better if they execute it properly. You know, like, do I know exactly what that means? No, but it seems like a great idea. So I'm very all ears. And by the way, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, get your game leaps up. But alright, let's get into it. So, Overwatch arrives in Dota. You got this cool little logo where everyone's got their, like, their arms crossed, if I'm not mistaken. Except Jugg is flexing, he's like, yeah, buddy. And, I guess to show, like, hey, it's like those, you know, those, like, things with bullying where, like, everyone's just got their arms crossed, like, say no to bullying. It's like what this is, you know? Today's update introduces a powerful tool to help the community regulate negative behavior amongst its ranks, Overwatch. I feel like they could have picked a different name, but whatever. Oh yeah, okay, it's in CSGO, that's why they're doing it. Much like in CSGO, Overwatch for Dota 2 provides a system that allows good standing members of the community to verify the validity of reports flagging disruptive actions within games. So basically, they're gonna pick people in the community that they're like, hey, you're a nice guy. Wow, you're Speed from gameleap. Oh, no way, you're famous. Wow, we're gonna make you a commit. No. But, yeah, they're just gonna pick people from the community and essentially assign them this role, whatever the role is called, in order to look over the community. They're basically gods, demigods. If a player chooses to review a case, they'll watch a replay with pre-marked sections indicating possible negative behavior by a specific player. After reviewing the replay, they can choose guilty, bang, not guilty, or insufficient evidence for either. Insufficient evidence. Now, what I'm curious about is, can Valve go in depth to the point where they can actually show us team chat? Will they be able to show Overwatch members team chat? Because that's a big deal. Or like team comms as well. Is that able to be saved like voice chat comms and team comms? I'm gonna assume not. I can't imagine they'd be able to do that, but honestly, that's where a lot of the toxicity comes into play. It's the voice chat. And by the way, I don't want Dota to remove voice chat. I just had a ranked game where, like, you know, my Tidehunter was popping off, and my god, he was the most obnoxious human being I've ever witnessed in my entire life, and I had a good time yelling at him. He had a good time, I'm sure, yelling at me. He probably goes on Dota to vent, because his life is completely out of control. Hashtag relatable. But, you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. Trash talking, I actually think can be healthy a lot of the time. Toxicity, whether or not people agree with me, I know there's different opinions on that. I'm willing to respect other people's opinions on that. Basically, I actually think, you know, trash talking and things like that can be okay. There are limits to that, though. Running down mid and breaking your items and calling people racial slurs. I mean, there's lines maybe to be drawn, but not too many lines. I'm curious to see how far they'll go with this. Eligible players will occasionally be notified below their profile pictures that they have the option to review a case. That's so funny. It's like jury duty. Reviewers will earn an accuracy score for their efforts, and those who falsely convict will receive a lower score. So I guess if you just happen to be wrong, you get a lower score, but like, how would you know if it's falsely convict? So like, I guess the only way that makes sense, right, is that, let's say 10 people review the case. 8 of them say this guy's guilty, and then 2 people say not guilty. The people who say not guilty are technically in the wrong, or I guess it could be it's probably more so the other way around. Let's say 8 people say not guilty, okay? And then 2 people say guilty. This Overwatch is gonna be like, hey, you're wrong. Why are you, like, telling people that they're guilty when most people think they're not? But the thing is, isn't that kind of, like, subjective? No? Like, isn't it kind of a case-by-case thing, like, person by person? Because I know for a fact, like, there's certain things that certain people get offended by that I don't. Or, you know, vice versa, right? And that's the thing. I don't know. That's kind of weird, but I get where they're going, and they need some way to track it. So I suppose that's a fair way to do it. It's just like, it's not completely fair, but hey, what is completely fair? So they'll get a lower score if they falsely convict, and they'll lose the ability to participate in Overwatch at all. Together, a pool of reliable reviewers will be enabling a growing number of accounts for participation over the next week or so. So I guess they're just going to hand it out to a bunch of people, and whoever does it right will keep it, and whoever does it wrong will not. I don't think I'll even spend my time doing this, though. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, is this worth the time? You think people would spend the time doing this? I guess so. People love being like dictators and authoritarians, right? Okay. Reports can now be made directly in a match via the scoreboard or by selecting a player and clicking the flag on their hero portrait. Okay. Placing markers in the match will indicate to future reviewers where to look for negative behavior, and you can report the same players many times as needed, meaning the more reports you file that are accurate, the more evidence the reviewers will have to make a case. Wow. Okay. That is... So I guess if they... But like, yeah, so it must be tracking... I'm gonna guess it tracks team chat and all chat. Voice chat, though? Probably not. Which is a bit tough, because like that Tide I played with, for instance, I don't think he typed. Everything was voice chat. I suppose that's not the majority, though. Most people are typing, though. So, I don't know. To accommodate the new system, players will have a distinct pool of reports for Overwatch separate from the communication reports. Reporting a player for Overwatch consumes one Overwatch report, regardless of how many times you report that player in the game. As before, communication reports are still issued at the end of the game. As noted above, communication reports are distinct from Overwatch reports and are still issued in the post-game screen. However, instead of preventing users from typing or using voice chat during a match, communication bans will now mute deserving players by default. Just straight up mutes them at all times. As a result, other players can choose for themselves whether to unmute a chat-banned teammate or not. When a chat-banned player uses communication during a match, they'll receive a reminder of their status. It's like a scarlet letter, bro. Like, what? We're like branding people. You know that? You guys know that book, Scarlet Letter, where like the lady, I think she had a kid or something like that, or like they thought she was a witch or whatever, and they gave her like an A, and they like put it on her clothing, and like that's what they used to do in the olden times. Now it's like communication ban. You're one of the bad ones. Yeah. All in all, I like what they're doing here. As much as I'm joking around, you know, I like what they're doing here. I think it's cool. I think it's a good idea. Something definitely worth trying. I do hope this doesn't like mean we're getting a delayed patch because they're spending all their time on Overwatch. Frankly, Overwatch is already dead game, so I don't know why they put so much time into it, but like, yeah, I hope this doesn't delay the next patch. Fingers crossed. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know, let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. But yeah, that's gonna be about all, folks. Remember, click the link down below and subscribe to the gameleap website where we have thousands of videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.